Picture yourself gazing upon our blue marble, a shimmering jewel suspended in the cosmic void. A world teeming with life, yet nestled in a universe largely hostile to it. From the swirling sapphire oceans to the verdant continents etched with the veins of mighty rivers. From the towering, snow-capped peaks that scrape the heavens to the unseen, vibrant ecosystems thriving deep beneath the waves, Earth is a miracle. It pulses with an astonishing biodiversity, a delicate symphony of existence playing out against the cold, unforgiving backdrop of space, where conditions are almost universally lethal. This singular oasis, bathed in the gentle warmth of a single star, stands as an anomaly, a beacon of improbable vitality in the vast, silent stretches of cosmic emptiness. It is a place where liquid water flows freely, where an atmosphere breathes life into every corner, and where the very fabric of existence seems to conspire in favor of complex, conscious beings. But what if this breathtaking perfection, this intricate dance of life and physics, is not merely a cosmic accident, a statistical fluke in an unimaginably large universe? What if Earth is more than just a lucky draw from an infinite cosmic deck? The initial premise that whispers through the annals of ancient texts and the cutting edge of modern science asks a profound question. Is our home a meticulously crafted haven, a designer planet, rather than a cosmic accident, an intentional creation rather than a random outcome? The idea challenges our most fundamental assumptions, inviting us to peer beyond the veil of accepted scientific narratives and consider the possibility that the very ground beneath our feet, the air we breathe, and the stars we gaze upon might bear the unmistakable signature of deliberate engineering on a grand, perhaps even cosmic scale. It suggests that Earth's unparalleled capacity to harbor life might stem from a blueprint, a grand design conceived by intelligences far beyond our comprehension, long before humanity ever conceived of charting the stars. One of the most compelling pieces of this cosmic puzzle is Earth's position within what scientists term the Goldilocks zone. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right. A delicate orbital sweet spot around our sun. This perfect distance ensures the existence of liquid water, the fundamental solvent of life as we know it, allowing it to remain stable across vast oceans and permeate every living cell. Veer too close to our star, and the oceans would boil away, leaving a scorched wasteland. Drift too far, and all water would freeze into solid ice, locking away life's essential ingredient in an eternal winter. But beyond just temperature, the Goldilocks zone encompasses a broader set of conditions that seem almost tailor-made. Earth's orbit is remarkably stable, its eccentricity low, meaning seasonal variations are gentle and predictable, fostering consistent climates over millennia. This stable path is crucial for the continuous and diversification of life, preventing the erratic swings that would otherwise sterilize a planet. Furthermore, our star, the Sun, is a stable G-type main sequence star, burning steadily for billions of years without the violent flares or short, destructive lifespans of other stellar types, offering a consistent, nurturing energy source for our planet's developing biosphere. This precise positioning, enabling a continuous and stable environment for liquid water, a stable atmosphere, and a protective magnetic field, is not just fortunate. To some, it feels profoundly intentional, like a finely tuned dial set with singular precision. Extending beyond Earth's orbital dance, the astonishing fine-tuning of universal constants weaves an even more intricate tapestry of cosmic improbability. These are the fundamental parameters governing the universe itself,
the strength of gravity, the electromagnetic force that binds atoms, and the strong and weak nuclear forces that hold atomic nuclei together. Change any one of these values by even a minuscule fraction, and the universe as we know it would simply not exist. If gravity were slightly stronger, stars would burn out in mere millions of years, leaving no time for complex life to evolve. If it were weaker, galaxies might never have formed, scattering matter too thinly for anything to coalesce. Similarly, the electromagnetic force dictates how atoms interact. Alter it slightly, and chemical bonds couldn't form, preventing the very existence of molecules, let alone complex organic compounds. The strong nuclear force, binding protons and neutrons, has an equally narrow window. Too weak, and no stable elements beyond hydrogen would exist. Too strong, and stars would be unable to fuse hydrogen, collapsing into black holes or neutron stars, creating a universe devoid of the heavier elements essential for planets and life. This delicate cosmic balance, where matter can coalesce into stars and planets, where complex chemistry can unfold, and where the very possibility of life can emerge, seems almost miraculously specific. It suggests a universe not born from chaotic randomness, but perhaps from a deeply embedded purposeful design, a grand orchestration of fundamental forces that set the stage for our existence.
Then there is the vital role of Earth's oversized moon, a celestial companion far larger in proportion to its parent planet than is typical for our solar system. This seemingly anomalous satellite acts as a silent yet indispensable guardian. Its immense gravitational pull stabilizes our axial tilt, preventing the wild, catastrophic wobbles that would otherwise send Earth's climate into violent, unpredictable extremes. Without the moon's steadying hand, our planet might experience dramatic shifts in its rotational axis, leading to devastating ice ages followed by scorching deserts, making the long-term evolution of stable ecosystems virtually impossible. Beyond its stabilizing influence, the moon is also the primary driver of our planet's tides. These rhythmic ebb and flow actions are crucial not only for oceanic ecosystems, but also played a significant role in the very genesis of life, providing dynamic intertidal zones where complex chemical reactions could occur, pushing the boundaries of abiogenesis. Furthermore, in the early tumultuous history of the solar system, the moon absorbed countless cosmic impacts, its heavily cratered surface a testament to the bombardment it endured, shielding Earth from a barrage that could have sterilized the nascent planet many times over. Its very existence, size, and orbital mechanics feel almost bespoke, as if perfectly engineered to create and sustain the precise conditions necessary for a living world, a silent, celestial sentinel watching over its precious charge. Further contributing to Earth's remarkable habitability is the delicate balance of its atmospheric composition, a complex cocktail of gases maintained in precise ratios. Nitrogen, making up about 78% of our air, is a relatively inert gas that dilutes oxygen, preventing spontaneous combustion and providing a stable atmospheric pressure. Oxygen, at roughly 21%, is the lifeblood of complex multicellular organisms, fueling their metabolic processes and supporting the vast array of animal life. This high concentration of oxygen, itself a byproduct of photosynthetic life, is a testament to billions of years of biological evolution and planetary regulation. Carbon dioxide, though a minority gas at around 0.04%, is disproportionately vital, acting as a crucial greenhouse gas that traps just enough solar radiation to keep the planet warm, preventing it from freezing solid. It also serves as the fundamental building block for photosynthesis, the process by which plants convert sunlight into energy, forming the base of nearly all food webs. The trace amounts of other gases, like argon and water vapor, further fine-tune this intricate system, regulating temperature, weather patterns, and the planet's energy balance. This precise mixture, perfectly calibrated to sustain complex biological processes, feels less like a random gas cloud and more like a carefully controlled environment, an atmospheric shell meticulously designed to nurture the diverse forms of life that thrive within its embrace. So, as we contemplate these layers of astonishing precision, Earth's perfect placement in the Goldilocks zone, the fine-tuning of the universal constants that allow matter to exist, the stabilizing influence of our oversized moon, and the delicate, life-sustaining balance of our atmosphere, a persistent question whispers through scientific circles and ancient philosophies alike. Are these conditions, each improbable in its own right, and collectively almost unfathomable, merely a statistical fluke? Is it simply the luck of the draw in an infinite cosmic lottery, where countless dead worlds fade into oblivion, while ours, by sheer chance, struck the impossible jackpot? Or is it something far more profound, something that transcends the boundaries of randomness and points toward the unmistakable signature of deliberate engineering on a grand scale? Could the very blueprint of life, the foundational principles that allow our planet to flourish, be the legacy of an ancient, pre-human intelligence, a cosmic architect whose touch shaped the cradle of our existence long before humanity ever gazed upon the stars? The answers, perhaps, lie embedded in the very fabric of our world, waiting for us to unravel the most astonishing secret of all, the true origin of our extraordinary home. Building on the layers of astonishing precision, Earth's perfect placement in the Goldilocks zone, the fine-tuning of universal constants that allow matter to exist, the stabilizing influence of our oversized moon, and the delicate, life-sustaining balance of our atmosphere, the most profound and intricate tapestry of all begins to unfold, the very genesis and evolution of life itself. After all, a meticulously crafted haven requires inhabitants. A cosmic stage demands actors. Our journey, therefore, inevitably leads us from the foundational architecture of the planet to the ultimate mystery etched into every living cell. How did life begin, and how did it blossom into the breathtaking diversity we witness today?
For eons, science has grappled with this profound question, offering us the concept of abiogenesis, the seemingly miraculous process by which non-living matter spontaneously organized into the first self-replicating organisms. Picture a primeval soup, a turbulent cauldron of early Earth's chemicals, where the raw ingredients of existence, simple inorganic molecules, mingled amidst volcanic vents, searing hydrothermal plumes, and the crackle of primordial lightning. In this scenario, energy infusions over immense spans of time supposedly spurred these simple molecules to combine, slowly, incrementally, forming more complex structures, amino acids, then proteins, then eventually the astonishingly intricate machinery of a living cell, complete with a membrane, metabolic pathways, and a self-replicating genetic code. This explanation, while elegant in its theoretical simplicity, confronts immense, almost insurmountable statistical probabilities. The sheer statistical unlikeliness of inert chemicals randomly assembling themselves into the precise, intricate, and self-sustaining systems required for even the most basic, primordial life form continues to baffle researchers, stretching the boundaries of what is considered plausible. It's a challenge to credulity, akin to expecting a furious whirlwind sweeping through a vast junkyard to spontaneously assemble not just a functional automobile, but a fully operational, complex piece of machinery like a Boeing 747, complete with all its intricate internal systems. The leap from inert matter to self-aware, self-replicating life
through purely random processes remains one of the greatest leaps of faith in the materialist scientific paradigm. But what if the very spark of life, the initial ignition of biological existence, wasn't a random roll of cosmic dice, a fortunate terrestrial accident, but a deliberate act, a conscious intervention? The provocative alternative of directed panspermia suggests that life was not born on Earth at all, but was seeded from beyond our blue marble, carried here through the vast emptiness of space. Imagine microscopic spores, hardy and dormant, perhaps encased in the protective matrix of meteorites, or even more controversially, transported with intent by an advanced intelligence. These resilient biological blueprints, having traversed unimaginable distances, would then finally land on a nascent Earth, a meticulously prepared canvas ready to receive its biological payload. This theory elegantly bypasses the immense chemical hurdles inherent in abiogenesis, shifting the origin of life to an unknown, perhaps alien world. It transforms the concept of our terrestrial genesis from an accidental, localized event into an interstellar intervention, making Earth not merely a cradle for life, but a designated biological experiment, a carefully chosen and intentionally inoculated cosmic petri dish. Was our planet purposefully seeded with the foundational blueprints for life, a carefully cultivated environment awaiting its biological program, prepared and then initiated by unseen hands, a silent, cosmic gardener planting the first seed? The idea elevates our humble beginnings from a chance occurrence to a preordained trajectory, hinting at a grander design for all life that teems on our world, suggesting that the very first breath of life on Earth might have been exhaled not by the planet itself, but by an intelligence far older, far more vast, and immeasurably more capable than humanity can comprehend. Then, billions of years later, after life had taken hold and slowly diversified in its simplest forms, another astonishing chapter unfolds in Earth's biological epic, the Cambrian explosion. Geologically speaking, it was an almost instantaneous burst of complex, multicellular life forms appearing seemingly out of nowhere, approximately 541 million years ago. Imagine a largely barren world, inhabited primarily by simple, single-celled organisms and a smattering of soft-bodied rudimentary creatures. Suddenly, within a mere blink of geological time, perhaps as little as 20 million years, a fleeting moment in the planet's vast history, exploding with a bewildering array of intricate body plans. Creatures with sophisticated sensory organs like eyes, specialized limbs, protective shells, and complex digestive systems emerged with startling rapidity, filling every conceivable ecological niche. This extraordinary event profoundly defies the gradual incremental pace expected of traditional evolutionary models, which posit that complex forms arise through eons of slow successive mutations and natural selection. The fossil record preceding the Cambrian period offers remarkably little evidence of the extensive transitional forms that should logically precede such a rapid and profound diversification, leaving a significant and profound gap in our understanding. It's as if a completely new operating system, packed with advanced functionalities and applications, was suddenly uploaded to the Earth's biosphere, activating a suite of advanced biological programs all at once, transforming the planet's ecological landscape overnight.
How did such an extraordinary cascade of complexity, with its intricate designs and specialized functions, arise with such unprecedented speed and apparent lack of preliminary, slowly evolving forms? Was it a natural evolutionary jump? An unparalleled stroke of biological luck? Or the deliberate activation of dormant genetic potential? A scheduled phase in a pre-programmed biological design for the planet, meticulously orchestrated by its unseen architects. The sudden, explosive flourishing of complex life presents itself as a stark and compelling challenge to purely random, undirected evolution, echoing the possibility of an underlying, intelligent blueprint at work. Adding yet another layer to this profound biological puzzle is the enigma of junk DNA, or non-coding DNA. For decades, vast stretches of our genetic code, often making up a staggering 98% of the human genome, were confidently dismissed by scientists as biological remnants, evolutionary leftovers, or simply inert junk that served no discernible purpose. It was widely perceived as the accumulated genetic debris of evolution, silently cluttering our most fundamental blueprint, a testament to countless ancestral mistakes and redundancies. But recent scientific discoveries have begun to profoundly challenge this comfortable and long-held narrative. We now understand that much of this junk is far from inactive or superfluous. Instead, it plays crucial, often subtle, yet indispensable roles in gene regulation, expression, and even influencing complex traits and susceptibility to disease. Yet even beyond these newly identified functions, the sheer volume and complexity of non-coding DNA still presents a colossal riddle, a vast, unexplored territory within our own biological framework. Could these immense, mysterious stretches of our genetic code be more than mere regulatory elements or ancient relics of past evolutionary pathways? Imagine them as dormant programs, a cosmic archive waiting patiently to be unlocked, or even deliberately hidden instructions embedded deep within our very being, a biological time capsule. Perhaps they contain encrypted data, forgotten histories of our genesis, or even future evolutionary pathways designed to activate under specific environmental conditions, temporal shifts, or even the attainment of a particular level of consciousness. What if our DNA, the very essence of what makes us living beings, is a sophisticated biological hard drive holding information far beyond the immediate needs of protein synthesis, a vast library of potential, a profound repository of knowledge seeded by an unseen intelligence? This radical idea transforms our understanding of inheritance from a simple transmission of physical traits to the reception of a complex, multifaceted data package, whose full, astonishing contents remain largely unread, a biological message awaiting our decryption. Further deepening the mystery is the uncanny universality of the genetic code itself. It is a fundamental truth of biology. From the simplest single-celled bacterium to the most complex human being, the operating system that translates genetic information into proteins is nearly identical across all known life on Earth. The 4 nucleotide bases, adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine, are read in specific 3-letter sequences known as codons, each specifying a particular amino acid, the building blocks of proteins. And this intricate, precise code is virtually unchanging across the entire vast tree of life. This uniformity is nothing short of astounding. If life had originated independently multiple times in different locales on early Earth, or if truly random evolutionary pathways consistently led to distinct and unique biological forms, one might logically expect to find different genetic codes, a multitude of distinct languages of life. Yet what we observe is a singular, unified system, a universal dialect for all biological processes. This remarkable consistency points strongly to a common, singular source for all life on our planet, a master blueprint from which every living organism ultimately derives. Could this shared, unchanging code be the indelible signature of a universal compiler, a single designer who engineered the fundamental principles of biology not just for Earth, but for life across the cosmos? The genetic code, in its elegant, precise, and ubiquitous simplicity, whispers of a common architect, a unified origin point that transcends the boundaries of species and time,
suggesting an engineered foundation rather than a series of independent, lucky accidents. It implies that the very language of life itself, the foundational program running all biological functions, was deliberately designed and meticulously written into the fabric of existence. Among the most profound and persistent riddles of existence, one that truly challenges our materialist understanding of reality, is consciousness, its emergence, its intensely subjective nature, and its stubborn non-reducibility to mere brain activity. We can, with ever-increasing sophistication, map neural pathways, observe electrical impulses firing across synapses, and understand the intricate chemical reactions occurring within the brain's complex architecture.
Yet, despite all our scientific advancements, we still cannot adequately explain the leap from these purely physical, observable processes to the qualitative experience of I am, of subjective perception, of thought, emotion, self-awareness, and the internal world of sensation. It remains an elusive phenomenon, defying comprehensive explanation through purely materialist terms. A ghost in the machine that science struggles to capture. Could consciousness, then, be an engineered faculty, a divine gift bestowed upon certain life forms as part of a grander, overarching design? A capability designed to interact with the planet and the cosmos in ways we are only beginning to fathom? What if it is a fundamental program embedded within the biological architecture? A capability to unlock higher levels of interaction with the planet or even the cosmos? A pre-programmed interface with reality? The very existence of subjective experience, of a unique, personal inner world, suggests a purpose beyond simple survival and reproduction, a profound depth that transcends basic biological imperatives. Perhaps it is a means for the designers to experience their creation, a way for life itself to reflect upon its own existence, or even a precursor to a higher form of communication or interaction that we are yet to fully grasp. The mystery deepens when we consider that consciousness, in its most basic forms, appears in a vast range of species, suggesting a foundational element rather than a late-stage evolutionary accident, a widespread endowment. If Earth is indeed a designed world, and life upon it is an engineered project, then the very capacity for sentient thought might be the ultimate expression of that design, a deliberate aspect of our inheritance, a key, perhaps, to understanding our true purpose within this cosmic experiment. Finally, we observe the rapid, often inexplicable development of certain complex biological systems, systems that suggest an accelerated evolutionary pathway rather than the slow, arduous process of purely random mutation and natural selection. Consider the sudden appearance of the eye in various unrelated lineages across the animal kingdom, a marvel of intricate engineering with its delicate lens, light-sensitive retina, and complex optic nerve, seemingly too perfect, too integrated to be assembled piece by painstaking piece over eons of chance mutation and gradual adaptation. Or ponder the astonishing complexity of the bacterial flagellum, a tiny rotary motor that propels bacteria through their aqueous environments. This microscopic marvel is a true nanotechnological wonder, complete with a propeller, a universal joint, and a drive shaft, all irreducibly complex, meaning if any single part is removed, the entire system fails to function. Such sophisticated systems fundamentally challenge conventional gradualism, the bedrock of traditional evolutionary theory. It's as if certain blueprints were fast-tracked, certain evolutionary leaps made possible not by endless random trials and errors, but by a preordained set of instructions, or perhaps direct intervention at critical junctures. Could these be moments where genetic accelerators were engaged, or where pre-programmed potential within the junk DNA was deliberately activated,
leading to a sudden directed burst of complex functionality, a rapid deployment of advanced biological solutions? The fossil record and genetic evidence often reveal periods where major physiological innovations seem to emerge with surprising speed, bypassing the slow, tortuous path of countless small beneficial mutations. These instances hint not at the blind, unguided hand of natural selection alone, but at the guiding influence of a master plan, a biological clockwork that occasionally leaps forward, propelling life towards ever greater complexity and capability, all part of a controlled, engineered evolutionary pathway laid out by the planetary architects. So as we unravel the very fabric of life, from its elusive primordial spark to the staggering complexity and self-awareness of its most advanced forms, we are left to ponder the profound questions that echo through the ages. Is the uncanny universality of our genetic code merely a testament to a single immensely fortunate common ancestor, or the indelible signature of a master programmer, a cosmic systems architect? Does the sudden, explosive burst of the Cambrian explosion speak of a peculiar geological anomaly, an unrepeatable stroke of chance, or a scheduled, monumental upgrade in Earth's biological software, a deliberate intervention to accelerate complexity? And is consciousness itself the random pinnacle of undirected evolution, a lucky byproduct of complex neural networks, or a sacred gift, a designed interface between our physical form and a grander, perhaps cosmic intelligence? The deeper we delve into the intricate dance of life on this planet, the more we find ourselves looking beyond the confines of mere chance, toward the tantalizing whispers of an intelligent hand, subtly shaping the very essence of who and what we are. The story of life on this planet may be far more than a tale of random survival and adaptation. It may be the unfolding epic of a grand, cosmic design, a meticulously engineered biological project whose every twist and turn bears the mark of unseen intent.
Building upon the intricate biological marvels that hint at a guiding intelligence, our journey now pivots from the microscopic blueprints of life to the colossal monuments etched into the very skin of our planet. For untold millennia, the surface of Earth has borne silent witness to endeavors that defy our established timelines and conventional understanding of ancient capabilities. From soaring peaks to hidden depths, colossal structures and sweeping earthworks stand as petrified questions, compelling us to reconsider the ingenuity or perhaps the influence that shaped them. These aren't merely the impressive yet limited achievements of early humanity. They are tangible, enduring enigmas, suggesting a knowledge and technology far surpassing anything officially chronicled in our history books. A new narrative begins to emerge from these silent, stony testimonies, one that whispers not of primitive human effort, but of a mastery of materials and forces that transcends our accepted understanding, hinting at the unmistakable signature of the true makers. Picture the breathtaking precision of Pumapunku, nestled high in the Bolivian Andes, a site so anomalous it seems ripped from another age. Here, massive blocks of andesite and diorite, stones famously harder than granite, are not merely stacked, but cut with such surgical accuracy that they interlock with a seamless perfection, like pieces of a cosmic jigsaw puzzle. Each joint is so tight, so flawlessly crafted that a razor blade cannot slip between them, a feat that often eludes even our most advanced modern construction techniques without specialized laser cutting equipment. The iconic H-blocks are perhaps the most baffling, each a testament to an unimaginable level of skill, carved with intricate, repetitive patterns and internal angles so precise, so geometrically perfect that they would strain even modern CNC machines and diamond-tipped tools. How could ancient people,
ostensibly equipped only with rudimentary copper or bronze tools, have quarried, transported, and shaped these multi-ton behemoths, many of which are harder than the very tools they supposedly used. The level of precision, the sheer scale, and the apparent understanding of geometry, metallurgy, and perhaps even advanced material manipulation or anti-gravity technologies embedded within these stones utterly defies our conventional timeline of human technological development. These are not crude, labor-intensive efforts. They are the unmistakable hallmarks of a sophisticated industrial process, a signature of builders who commanded forces we can barely comprehend, leaving behind a silent, petrified question mark in the heart of the mountains, challenging us to rewrite the story of what was possible in the deep past. Across the world, another site pushes the boundaries of our accepted history even further back in time, forcing a dramatic re-evaluation of human civilization. Göbekli Tepe in southeastern Turkey isn't just an ancient temple. It's a sprawling complex of massive, T-shaped limestone pillars, some weighing up to 20 tons, adorned with intricate carvings of animals and abstract symbols that seem to tell an untold story. What makes Göbekli Tepe so astonishing is its profound age. Radiocarbon dating places its construction over 12,000 years ago, pushing back the dawn of monumental architecture by at least 6 millennia, predating Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids by thousands of years. This incredible feat was accomplished by hunter-gatherers, according to mainstream archaeology, a people who had not yet developed settled agriculture, complex writing systems, or even basic pottery. Yet they erected a sophisticated astronomical observatory and ceremonial center displaying advanced planning, precise engineering, and a profound understanding of organized labor. Who instructed these early humans, emerging from a nomadic existence? What hidden knowledge allowed them to achieve such a monumental feat when they were supposedly still mastering the most basic elements of survival? The very existence of Göbekli Tepe forces us to reconsider the entire timeline of human civilization, hinting at a hidden guiding hand, a forgotten source of advanced knowledge that initiated complex society long before we believed it possible, perhaps even acting as a catalyst for the agricultural revolution itself. And then there is Baalbek, in modern-day Lebanon, a place that hosts some of the largest cut stones on Earth, a testament to an unimaginable power. Beneath the Roman Temple of Jupiter, a marvel of ancient engineering in its own right, lie 3 immense limestone blocks known as the Trilithon. Each of these megaliths weighs an estimated 800 to 1,000 tons, their sheer mass defying conventional explanations. Nearby in the ancient quarry lies the colossal Stone of the Pregnant Woman, an even larger monolith weighing an astounding 1,200 tons, the equivalent of approximately 15 fully loaded Boeing 747s.
How these colossal stones were not only cut with such exactitude, but then moved from miles across rugged terrain, and finally raised into position to form an earthquake-proof foundation, defies all conventional engineering explanations for the ancient world. Estimates suggest it would have required tens of thousands of men, working with primitive rollers and levers, an almost impossible logistical undertaking without modern heavy machinery. The precision of their placement, forming a foundation that has withstood millennia of seismic activity, speaks to a technology that could manipulate incredible weights with ease, perhaps even nullifying gravity itself, allowing these giants of stone to be lifted with the effort of a feather. These sites, scattered across the globe, stand as enduring testaments to an intelligence that operated with a mastery of materials and forces far beyond the reach of any documented ancient human civilization, leaving us to wonder if these truly are the monuments of forgotten human ingenuity or the silent calling cards of something far grander, far more ancient than humanity itself. Beyond these individual structures, our planet's very surface also displays geometric anomalies on a global scale, patterns etched into the land that whisper of a unified planetary design grid, or ancient markers for a grand unknown purpose.
From the vast, inexplicable straight lines and colossal geoglyphs of the Nazca Plateau in Peru, so immense they can only be truly appreciated from high above, to the mysterious earthworks found in regions as disparate as Ohio and Siberia, a recurring theme of precise geometry emerges across the continents. These aren't random paths or simple tribal markings. They're often perfectly straight lines stretching for miles over uneven terrain, precise circles, squares, and complex trapezoids, carved into the earth with an astonishing accuracy that belies their purported builders. Who or what possessed the capability to survey and execute such monumental designs on a continental scale, over vast distances, often disregarding geographical obstacles? The sheer scope implies an aerial perspective, an understanding of global coordinates, and a uniform vision that points not to isolated cultures, but to a single, overarching intelligence, or a shared universal blueprint. Consider the notion of ancient ley lines, proposed alignments of megalithic sites, natural features, and ancient pathways that stretch across continents, forming a hidden energy grid. While often dismissed by mainstream archaeology, the persistent occurrence of these alignments, defying mere chance, suggests a deliberate organization of our planet's sacred or significant spaces. Perhaps they were designed to harness telluric energies, or to act as navigational markers for craft traveling the globe, or even as a cosmic map for those approaching Earth. These aren't just local curiosities, they are a planetary canvas, painted with a silent language of geometry and alignment, speaking of a time when Earth itself was perhaps viewed as a single, integrated system, a giant machine or a vast monument whose purpose we are only beginning to decipher. The consistency of these patterns, found from the plains of England to the deserts of North America, implies either an astonishing global human collaboration in a forgotten era, or the unmistakable signature of a non-human intelligence, mapping and marking our world for reasons beyond our current grasp, for eyes that could see the entire globe at once. Further challenging our conventional understanding are unusual geological formations and material compositions that hint at advanced non-natural processes or extreme temperatures beyond human capacity. Across Europe, particularly in Scotland, Ireland, and France, lie hundreds of vitrified forts, ancient hill forts whose massive stone walls have been fused into glass-like masses. This vitrification requires immense, sustained heat, reaching temperatures of over 1,000 degrees Celsius, far exceeding what any ancient civilization could achieve with conventional fires or even simple siege tactics. Mainstream explanations struggle to account for the consistent vitrification of entire structures, often suggesting accidental burning, but the uniformity and intensity defy such prosaic explanations, leaving us to wonder, could these glassy scars be the remnants of ancient, unknown energy weapons or industrial processes that accidentally or deliberately left these enduring marks on the landscape? Then there are unexplained glass deposits found in unexpected locations. From the desert sands of Egypt, where vast quantities of pure silica glass sheets are found, now widely believed to be the result of an ancient cosmic impact of immense power, to enigmatic glass spheres and tektites found in geological layers globally. These materials whisper of intense energy events. While some are attributed to meteorites, others defy easy explanation, pointing to localized thermal events of immense, almost incomprehensible power, leaving behind perfectly formed, inexplicable glass.
And what of the metallic veins or unusual alloys discovered in ancient artifacts, or even deep geological strata, showcasing metallurgical knowledge centuries or millennia ahead of their time? These aren't just simple tools forged from common metals. They are compositions that require advanced smelting techniques, precise temperature control, or elemental combinations that shouldn't exist in their given archaeological context, defying the very laws of material science as we understand it for those periods. These material anomalies suggest encounters with technologies that could manipulate matter and energy in ways we are only now beginning to explore, leaving behind tangible, physical evidence of processes that were anything but natural, perhaps even deliberately engineered for purposes beyond our grasp. Adding another layer of profound intrigue, the consistent, universal architectural motifs and sophisticated astronomical alignments found in ancient structures across continents point to a shared knowledge source or blueprint from an unknown origin. From the colossal pyramids of Egypt and Mesoamerica, sharing not just a distinct shape, but often a precise orientation to cardinal directions and specific celestial bodies, to the intricate spirals and trefoils carved into megalithic tombs in Ireland, and the complex geometric patterns adorning temples in Southeast Asia, a recurring visual language emerges. How did cultures separated by vast oceans and thousands of years with no known contact develop such strikingly similar architectural principles, often incorporating sophisticated mathematical ratios like the golden mean or specific astronomical calculations that are incredibly precise? The precise alignments to solstices, equinoxes, and specific constellations, such as Orion's Belt, famously linked to the Giza Plateau in a celestial correlation, are found from Stonehenge to the Maya city of Chichen Itza, suggesting a global, unified understanding of celestial mechanics. This isn't merely observing the sky with casual interest, it's embedding that profound knowledge into monumental architecture with an accuracy that implies a far more advanced observational capability than simple naked eye astronomy, even hinting at a knowledge of the stars that predates the known constellations. It speaks to a shared cosmology, a common instruction set, or perhaps a universal blueprint provided by an intelligence that oversaw the development of these early civilizations, guiding their architectural and spiritual expressions. Were these ancient builders all drawing from a common source, a forgotten school of knowledge that transcended geographical boundaries, or were they receiving direct guidance from a higher, non-human intelligence that possessed a global understanding of Earth and its intricate place in the cosmos? These universal motifs and alignments act as a silent code, inviting us to decode the message embedded in stone, a message that points to a grand planetary design, unifying the aspirations and creations of disparate cultures under a single overarching vision.
Delving even deeper, beneath the very surface we walk upon, subtle seismic anomalies and advanced deep Earth readings could indicate the presence of massive, long-dormant infrastructure, cavernous spaces, or even energy conduits beneath our continents, largely undetected by conventional means. Modern geological surveys, employing ground-penetrating radar, advanced seismic imaging, and gravimetric analyses, are beginning to reveal structures far below the surface that defy natural formation. These aren't just random pockets of rock or typical geological faults. Some data suggests intricate, organized patterns, vast hollow chambers extending for miles, or perfectly straight, elongated tunnels that stretch across geological boundaries too regular, too massive, and too perfectly engineered to be the result of natural geological processes alone. Imagine colossal subterranean complexes, perhaps ancient bases, long since abandoned but still retaining their structural integrity, silent witnesses to a previous age. Or immense energy grids, tapping directly into the Earth's geothermal heat or magnetic fields, with conduits running deep within the crust, subtly influencing tectonic plates, regulating planetary processes, or even local energy signatures. While geologists typically interpret these anomalies as natural fault lines, magma chambers, or unusual mineral deposits, a closer look through the lens of a designed Earth suggests something far more deliberate, far more intentional. Could these be the hidden foundations of a planetary management system, or the deep-rooted remnants of a previous civilization's power source, communication network, or even a sophisticated, hidden refuge designed to endure catastrophe? The very Earth beneath our feet, which we commonly consider solid, inert, and naturally formed,
may be a complex engineered shell with vast secrets still slumbering within its depths, waiting for our technology to advance enough to truly see, to interpret, and perhaps to unlock them.
Finally, we find compelling evidence of terraforming or planetary sculpting on an immense scale. The deliberate reshaping of mountains, a diversion of rivers, or the carving of colossal landforms that appear far too deliberate for mere natural erosion. Look at the Grand Canyon, an immense chasm that challenges our understanding of hydrological erosion over eons. While official science offers plausible explanations spanning millions of years, the sheer scale, the astonishing linearity in parts, and the dramatic, almost sculpted appearance of some formations leave tantalizing room for an alternative. Could this be the result of controlled, accelerated erosion, meticulously guided over vast periods, or even a deliberate carving by a technology capable of manipulating geological forces with precision, shaping the landscape with specific intent? Across the globe, satellite imagery reveals mountain ranges with suspiciously uniform peaks, or valleys that appear to have been cut rather than naturally formed over eons of weathering. Consider the vast river systems of South America or Africa, whose paths sometimes take inexplicable detours or appear to have been engineered for maximum efficiency, to irrigate specific regions or to facilitate specific flows, rather than simply following the path of least resistance. Could these be ancient hydrological engineering projects designed to create specific climate zones, support vast ecosystems, or even alter the planet's weather patterns over long durations, shaping the very environment for a grand biological experiment? The sheer scope of such undertakings would require technology capable of moving mountains, altering weather systems, and directing immense volumes of water with precision and foresight that far exceeds any known ancient human civilization. This isn't just the natural evolution of landforms, it's the unmistakable signature of a planetary architect, shaping the very surface of Earth to suit a grand design, a testament to an intelligence that viewed our world as a colossal canvas ripe for creation on an unimaginably vast scale, bending the very forces of geology to its will.
These planetary scars and structures, from the impossibly precise stonework of Pumapunku to the vast, enigmatic lines etched into the desert, from the vitrified remnants of forgotten forts to the subtle, unsettling anomalies beneath our continents, collectively paint a picture that challenges every accepted narrative of our past. They are the silent, enduring monuments of makers, a testament to an intelligence that operated with a mastery of materials, energy, and planetary forces that far exceeds our current understanding of ancient human capabilities. They compel us to question whether the history we have been told is merely a small chapter in a far grander, more astonishing story. A story where the Earth itself is not a random accident, but a meticulously crafted masterpiece, bearing the indelible marks of its unseen architects, whispering secrets of a time when giants of intellect walked or flew across our world. Journey deeper into Earth's immense geological timeline, where cataclysms and profound shifts have periodically reshaped life and land, not as random, destructive events, but as potential chapters in a grand, orchestrated narrative. For eons, science has cataloged the planet's turbulent history, marked by epochs of fire and ice, by continental drift and volcanic upheaval. But within the framework of a designed world, these colossal forces, often seen as chaotic and unbidden, are reinterpreted as deliberate interventions, part of a vast, long-term environmental management system by unseen designers, culminating in moments of profound planetary reset. At the very heart of this grand reset theory lies the ubiquitous narrative of the biblical flood, a global deluge recounted in countless cultures across every continent. From the Epic of Gilgamesh in ancient Mesopotamia
describing a massive arc and a worldwide flood to erase humanity's wickedness, to the Hindu Puranas, speaking of Manu and a great fish saving life from a cosmic inundation, to the Quiche Maya Popol Vuh's account of a flood sent by the gods to destroy an imperfect creation, the story echoes with an uncanny consistency. These are not isolated legends. They are collective, global memory of a catastrophic inundation, a complete planetary cleansing. Mainstream science often struggles with the concept of a single global flood, as described in these myths. But geological evidence nonetheless supports the occurrence of massive localized deluges in Earth's ancient past. Consider the immense glacial lake outburst floods of North America, carving landscapes in mere days, or the evidence of mega tsunamis that once scoured coastlines, reaching far inland. Furthermore, the rapid sea level rise from melting ice sheets at the end of the last ice age, a process accelerated by shifts in the Earth's crust and volcanic activity, could have created unprecedented global coastal flooding, transforming continents and eradicating nascent civilizations. Interpreting these events through the lens of a designed planet, the biblical flood and its global mythic counterparts transcends mere natural disaster. It emerges as a deliberate reset event, a conscious act to eradicate a previous, perhaps super-advanced civilization that had reached a destructive peak.
Why such an extreme measure? Perhaps the former inhabitants had devolved into a state of genetic corruption, their biological blueprint compromised, necessitating a clean slate for new iterations of life. Or they might have achieved a level of technological advancement that threatened the delicate balance of the planetary experiment, requiring a dramatic, system-wide reboot. This grand, watery erasure then becomes a testament to the architect's long-term planning, a decisive, controlled act of planetary management, ensuring the ongoing viability of their grand project by clearing the canvas for a new beginning. Building on the concept of such deliberate planetary interventions, we confront Earth's greatest cosmic traumas, the mass extinction events. From the Permian-Triassic extinction, which, with chilling efficiency, eradicated over 90% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial vertebrates, to the Cretaceous-Paleogene event that famously silenced the dinosaurs, these moments are conventionally understood as cataclysmic consequences of asteroid impacts, supervolcanoes, or dramatic climate shifts. Yet, from the perspective of a meticulously managed biosphere, these are interpreted not as mere disasters, but as controlled gardening events, immense planetary resets designed to clear the slate for new designs or iterations of life. Imagine a cosmic gardener overseeing the evolution of a planet with a profound long-term vision, occasionally pruning the overgrown branches, allowing new, more adaptable species to emerge and thrive, ensuring the ongoing viability of the planetary experiment. The sheer scale and astonishing selectivity of these events, often targeting dominant species that had perhaps exhausted their evolutionary potential or reached a developmental impasse, making way for others to diversify and flourish, carries an eerie echo of intelligent design. This suggests a calculated disruption, a purposeful clearing of ecological niches, paving the way for a predetermined biological future, a grand agenda that transcends mere survival of the fittest. This concept of controlled environmental modulations extends to the cyclical nature of our planet's climate itself. The rhythmic ebb and flow of ice ages and warming periods, vast millennia of glaciation giving way to temperate zones and then retreating once more. These are typically attributed to subtle orbital variations, solar cycles, or atmospheric composition changes. But within the framework of a designed Earth, these are not simply natural fluctuations, but orchestrated environmental adjustments precisely calibrated by advanced planetary architects
to shape habitats or test life forms. Imagine immense hidden climate control systems, subtle yet pervasive, influencing global temperatures over vast stretches of time, guiding the development of ecosystems with a singular purpose. Could the rise and fall of glaciers be a deliberate mechanism for isolating populations, accelerating evolutionary divergence by creating distinct environmental pressures, or even preparing landscapes for future inhabitants or resource extraction? The astonishing precision of these cycles, the way they have fostered distinct biomes and driven the evolution of life in specific predetermined directions, feels less like random happenstance and more like a carefully managed laboratory where conditions are adjusted to elicit desired biological and geological outcomes. The very rhythm of Earth's breath, the slow exhalation of warmth and the deep inhalation of cold, could be a testament to an ongoing conscious planetary management. Beyond the cycles of life and climate, the very material composition of our planet holds equally profound secrets, whispering of deliberate planning. The unusual concentrations of rare earth elements and other critical resources, often found in specific, accessible locations across the globe, invite a deeper, more intentional look. Why do these vital minerals, essential for advanced technologies and complex biological processes, appear in such conveniently rich veins and deposits, rather than being uniformly distributed throughout the Earth's crust, as one might expect from purely random geological processes? This patterning hints at deliberate resource placement or seeding for future exploitation. It's as if a cosmic prospector, anticipating the eventual needs of future intelligent life, strategically enriched certain geological zones over vast eons, ensuring that the necessary ingredients for a technological civilization would be readily available. Consider the Earth not as a random amalgamation of elements, but as a vast living mine, pre-stocked with the precise ingredients necessary for a technological civilization to emerge and flourish, a hidden inheritance awaiting our discovery. Could these deep geological reserves be remnants of an ancient pre-human mining operation, or perhaps a carefully engineered endowment for humanity's eventual use, a strategic gift from the architects embedded in the planet's very core? The sheer abundance and strategic placement of these elements, so crucial to our modern world, seems almost too convenient to be entirely accidental.
Then there are the Earth's geomagnetic field shifts and reversals, immense, planet-wide events where the north and south magnetic poles literally flip. Scientists know these occur every few 100,000 years, causing significant, though often temporary, disruptions to our planet's protective shield against cosmic radiation. The impact on life and technology, particularly during the chaotic transition periods of weakened magnetic field, would be profound. Yet what if these dramatic shifts are not merely natural geophysical phenomena, but engineered protections or even energy manipulations on a planetary scale? An advanced civilization capable of harnessing the Earth's core might use these reversals to periodically reset global systems, perhaps cleansing the planetary system of accumulated technological noise from previous civilizations, or to draw vast amounts of energy from the planet's molten heart, powering immense subterranean infrastructure. The magnetic field, vital for life and communication, could be an immense dynamic power grid, its fluctuations controlled by an unseen hand. Could these shifts be designed to provide a periodic burst of energy for deep Earth operations, or even to guide specific evolutionary pathways by intermittently exposing life to higher radiation levels, fostering rapid mutation? Such a concept suggests a level of planetary engineering far beyond our comprehension, where the very pulse of Earth's magnetic field is a controlled variable in a grand cosmic experiment, a testament to the architect's mastery over fundamental forces. The deliberate shaping of continents over geologic time adds another dimension to this audacious theory of planetary management.
Our understanding of plate tectonics describes a slow, inexorable drift driven by convection currents in the mantle over millions of years. Yet, looking at the distribution of land masses, the formation of vast mountain ranges, and the deep ocean trenches, one wonders if these processes are entirely undirected. Could there be immense, long-term interventions that go beyond natural plate tectonics, suddenly influencing ocean currents, climate zones, and biodiversity with a specific purpose? Imagine planetary architects guiding the movement of land masses, not in centuries but over millions of years, strategically creating supercontinents, then breaking them apart, influencing the global climate and creating the perfect conditions for specific life forms to evolve or for resources to concentrate. The grand, sweeping arcs of continents, the strategic placement of land bridges and isolated islands could be deliberate design choices creating specific environments to test evolutionary pathways or to nurture unique biological niches. The idea of Earth itself as a colossal, self-assembling puzzle whose pieces are guided by an unseen intelligence over unimaginable timescales redefines our understanding of geology, transforming it from a chaotic, random process into a choreographed dance, a slow-motion ballet designed to serve a greater purpose. Ultimately, the breathing of the Earth itself, the slow yet immense geologic cycles that shape our world, could be seen not as chaotic forces, but part of a larger, long-term environmental management system by unseen designers. The constant renewal of the crust through volcanism, the erosion and deposition of sediment that build up new landforms, the formation of vital mineral deposits – these are all integral to planetary life and evolution. But if the Earth is indeed a designed entity, then these seemingly natural processes could be meticulously controlled, finely tuned adjustments within a vast living mechanism. Every volcanic eruption, every seismic tremor, every shift in the ocean currents could be a deliberate action, a calculated input in a self-sustaining system. The very resilience of our planet, its astonishing ability to recover from cosmic impacts and internal upheavals, might not be mere chance, but a testament to an engineered stability, a self-correcting system designed to ensure the longevity of life and the continuity of its grand experiment. The planet becomes less of a random collection of processes and more of a perfectly calibrated instrument, its deep rhythms and cycles carefully orchestrated to serve an overarching cosmic purpose. What if we are living within a meticulously managed biosphere, where every major planetary event, from the cataclysmic flood to the slow dance of continents, is part of a grand plan extending across unimaginable spans of deep time, deliberately resetting the planetary experiment when necessary, guiding its evolution towards a predetermined future? These profound geological events, culminating in the widespread memory of a global flood, suggest Earth is not merely a planet, but a meticulously managed biosphere, where cataclysms are part of a grand plan across deep time, deliberately resetting the planetary experiment for reasons that transcend our current understanding.
From the immense, slow yet deliberate sculpting of continents and the orchestrated cycles of planetary renewal, our gaze now turns inward toward the very archives of human memory and experience. For within the fragile, often cryptic records of our history, in the ancient myths, sacred texts, and baffling artifacts that defy our timelines, lie tantalizing whispers of the unseen architects, echoes of a grander design embedded not just in the earth, but in the very consciousness of its most complex inhabitants, perhaps a selective memory after a profound reset. Across every continent, in cultures separated by oceans and millennia, the foundational stories of humanity share an uncanny, striking similarity. Tales of gods descending from the sky. These are not merely primitive superstitions, but sophisticated narratives woven into the fabric of creation myths, religious doctrines, and epic poems. In ancient Sumer, the Anunnaki, those who from heaven came to earth, were depicted as powerful beings who imparted knowledge, established cities, and even genetically engineered humanity.
Egyptian texts speak of the Neteru, divine entities who ruled before the pharaohs, possessing advanced sciences and the ability to travel among the stars. The Vedas of India describe the Devas, who soared in flying chariots called Vimanas and engaged in cosmic battles, intervening in human affairs. Greek mythology is rife with the Olympians, who resided on Mount Olympus but frequently descended to earth, intermingling with mortals, sharing wisdom, and shaping destiny. In Mesoamerica, the feathered serpent deity Quetzalcoatl, a light-skinned, bearded god, arrived from across the sea, bringing agriculture, astronomy, and laws before promising his return. The themes are consistent, almost universal. These gods were not ethereal spirits, but powerful, often physical beings who possessed technologies and knowledge far beyond human comprehension. They were creators, knowledge bringers, and establishers of civilization, acting as guiding hands in humanity's nascent stages, much like a gardener tends to a young sapling, suggesting a deliberate and continuous engagement with their evolving project, carefully restarting it after a global cataclysm. Yet beyond these narrative threads, far archaeological digs and accidental discoveries occasionally unearth objects that speak an even louder, more unsettling truth. Artifacts that simply shouldn't exist within their given historical context. These out-of-place artifacts, or OOPATs, are not merely examples of surprisingly advanced human ingenuity, but rather objects whose very composition, function, or material properties defy known physics and material science for their purported age. Consider the ancient metallic spheres of Klerksdorp, South Africa, found in pyrophyllite deposits dating back 2.8 billion years. While geologists attribute them to natural concretions, their perfect spherical shape, often with 3 parallel grooves around the equator, suggests a level of precision that challenges any natural formation. Even more perplexing are microscopic, precisely engineered springs found embedded in coal seams in Russia, dating back millions of years. These tiny coils, too intricate for nature, too old for humanity, hint at the presence of a technology so enduring and alien that its remnants persist across epochs, defying the relentless geological recycling that erases most traces of the past. These aren't just anachronisms, they are silent, durable anomalies, material echoes of an intelligence that operated with principles unknown to our current scientific paradigm, perhaps utilizing materials designed for unimaginable longevity or functioning on energy systems that leave behind impossible residues. Artifacts capable of surviving a planetary reset and remaining as tantalizing clues. The ancient world also possessed an astronomical understanding that far surpasses what their rudimentary tools should have allowed. How, for instance, could the Dogon tribe of Mali, an isolated West African culture, possess detailed knowledge of Sirius B, a white dwarf companion star to Sirius A, invisible to the naked eye, and only confirmed by modern telescopes in 1862? Their cosmology described Sirius B as incredibly dense, small, and orbiting Sirius A in a 50-year cycle, even sketching its elliptical path. This information, they claimed, was given to them by the Nomo, amphibious beings from the Sirius star system. Similarly, the Maya of Central America developed a calendar of astonishing accuracy, the long count calendar, which tracked cycles of time over millions of years and predicted celestial events with precision. Their astronomical tables for the Moon, Venus, and other planets were remarkably close to modern calculations, achieved without telescopes or advanced mathematics as we know them. Such profound and precise knowledge of celestial mechanics, far beyond the observational capabilities of ancient civilizations, points not to independent discovery, but inherited wisdom, a direct download of cosmic understanding from an external advanced source. It suggests that these architects, observing our planet after a reset, may have also provided a curriculum, subtly guiding early human understanding of their place in the universe.
This inherited wisdom extends further. hinting at an awareness of grander cosmic rhythms, cycles that transcend human lifespans and even recorded history. Many ancient cultures, from the Vedic sages of India to the Maya and ancient Egyptians, held a concept of the Great Year, a vast astronomical cycle related to the precession of the equinoxes. This phenomenon, where the Earth's axis slowly wobbles over a period of approximately 25,920 years, subtly shifts the apparent position of constellations over millennia. Encoding such a long-term, subtle celestial movement into myths, monuments, and calendrical systems requires either continuous, precise astronomical observation over tens of thousands of years, an impossibility for any known ancient human civilization, or direct knowledge passed down from an intelligence operating on vastly different timescales. The consistency of alignments seen in structures like Stonehenge or the Giza pyramids, reflecting not just a single moment in time, but an understanding of these greater cosmic movements. The concept of cyclical ages or yugas in Hindu cosmology, each spanning thousands of years, mirrors this awareness of a slow, grand celestial clock. These embedded cosmic blueprints suggest a deliberate imparting of knowledge, an effort to instill in humanity an awareness of these profound cycles, perhaps even as a subtle indicator of the designer's long-term plan, a quiet whisper that they are not limited by our fleeting perception of time, even after a global cataclysm. This re-evaluation of our historical archives forces us to reconsider one of the most perplexing questions of our cosmic existence, the Fermi paradox. The universe, vast and ancient, should logically be teeming with life, and by extension, advanced civilizations. So, where is everybody? Why the profound cosmic silence, the apparent lack of overt alien contact? Perhaps the answer lies not in their absence, but in their presence, or rather, the nature of that presence. What if the lack of open contact isn't an accident, but a deliberate design? What if the Earth is not merely a planet, but a meticulously managed project, a protected ecosystem, or even a living laboratory, now undergoing a new phase after a reset event? In this light, the Fermi paradox transforms. It's no longer, where are they? But, are we them? Or, are we their project? Our planet could be a special undertaking, carefully cultivated and guided by unseen architects, explaining the apparent lack of interference. This interpretation aligns with the zoo hypothesis, where Earth is a meticulously maintained preserve, its intelligent inhabitants allowed to develop naturally without overt intervention until a certain stage of technological or consciousness evolution is reached. The myths of gods departing, promising return, or simply retreating to observe could be narrative reflections of this very management strategy, a cosmic prime directive applied not just to distant worlds, but to our own, especially in the wake of a planetary reset. Further deepening this enigma are the mysterious global symbols and pictograms that appear across vastly separated cultures with no known contact. From the ubiquitous spiral etched into ancient rocks and art spanning continents, to the recurring theme of the Tree of Life in disparate mythologies, or the universal symbolism of the eye, these consistent patterns defy independent invention. Why would identical geometric forms, specific star patterns, or complex iconographies emerge in regions isolated by thousands of miles and thousands of years? These aren't simple coincidences. They suggest a common template, a shared visual language, or perhaps even a subliminal message embedded within the human collective unconscious. Could these be universal markers, or a primal form of communication from a shared ancient source designed to survive a planetary wipe clean? Imagine them as a species-wide operating system installed in the foundational consciousness of early humanity, a hidden code within our collective psyche designed to resonate with specific universal truths or to guide our symbolic development.
These symbols might act as keys, waiting to be rediscovered to unlock deeper understandings of our origins and purpose, serving as a subtle, enduring signature of the designers, a silent echo in the tapestry of human culture, reminding us of a truth woven into our very perception of reality. As we delve deeper into these archives of humanity, the lines between myth and history blur, between archaeological fact and speculative theory. The sheer persistence of these narratives and anomalies across diverse cultures compels us to look beyond simplistic explanations. It suggests that the stories of sky gods, the inexplicable technologies of OOPATs, the impossible astronomical knowledge, and the global resonance of ancient symbols are not merely coincidences or products of human imagination. They might instead be fragmented memories, coded instructions, or material remnants of a profound and ongoing interaction between humanity and its designers.
These whispers from the past, echoing through time and across cultures, collectively paint a compelling picture, a chronicle of a managed world, a nurtured species, and a history far more intricate and intentional than we have dared to acknowledge. As the pale light of understanding begins to touch the distant peaks of our greatest mysteries, painting the cosmic canvas in muted hues of pink and gold, we are left not with definitive answers, but with a profound and lingering sense of wonder. Our journey through the impossibly fine-tuned constants, the sudden bursts of life, the colossal monuments, the cyclical resets, and the whispers in ancient archives, has woven a tapestry of anomalies, each thread pulling us towards a singular, breathtaking possibility that the Earth itself and all life upon it might be the deliberate creation of an intelligence far beyond our current comprehension. This cumulative evidence, gathered from the deepest geological strata to the furthest reaches of the cosmos, converges upon a single startling conclusion that challenges the very foundations of our understanding. This possibility forces us to synthesize the ultimate purpose of Earth's design, should such a design exist. Was our blue marble meticulously crafted as a cosmic laboratory for life, an expansive experiment in biodiversity, evolving and adapting under carefully controlled parameters? Perhaps it serves as a grand ark, a vessel for preserving an immense genetic library, shielding countless species from galactic cataclysms, a sanctuary curated across epochs, its intricate biological programming a testament to its protective function. It might be a school for nascent consciousness, a planet specifically engineered to foster self-awareness, critical thought, and even spiritual awakening within its inhabitants, gently guiding the emergence of intelligence from the primordial soup to complex sentient beings. The Earth could also be an observation post, a subtly monitored zone where an unseen intelligence watches our development, a living diorama in the vast cosmic expanse, its inhabitants evolving within a carefully managed framework. Or, a far colder thought, could it be a resource extraction point? Its unique geological makeup and biological processes cultivated over eons for materials or energies beyond our current comprehension. A cosmic quarry, slowly yielding its precious bounty. Each of these hypotheses reshapes our understanding, transforming our planet from a mere happenstance into a place of profound, intentional significance, elevating it from a random rock to a finely tuned instrument of cosmic purpose. The nature of the designers themselves remains shrouded in this cosmic veil, a mystery as deep as time itself, their intentions as elusive as the dark matter that binds galaxies. Were they benevolent stewards, wise and nurturing guardians who carefully cultivated our world and its life, offering subtle guidance throughout our evolutionary journey, much like a gardener tends a precious sapling?
Or perhaps they were indifferent scientists, detached and purely observational, treating Earth as a vast living petri dish, unconcerned with the individual fates of their creations, merely seeking data from their grand experiment, documenting every triumph and every cataclysm with an unbiased eye. The possibility also exists that they were ancient guardians, powerful beings who established the initial framework, a protective presence now dormant or unseen, their legacy preserved in the planet's very structure, waiting for a specific moment to re-emerge. Or, most tantalizingly, they could be long-vanished architects, a civilization that rose, thrived, and then departed or faded away eons ago, leaving only their magnificent work behind, a technological ghost haunting the very fabric of our world, a silent testament to their passage, their grand design an enduring monument to their vanished empire. The character of these unseen hands fundamentally alters our place in the universe, defining whether we are cherished creations or unwitting test subjects, a cared-for legacy or a forgotten experiment. If Earth is indeed a designed entity, then the possibility of dormant wake-up calls or hidden triggers for revealing this design becomes a compelling thought, an anticipation of a grand unveiling. These might be pre-programmed activation sequences set to engage once humanity reaches a certain technological threshold, a level of intelligence or global connectivity that signals our readiness for such profound truths for the next stage of revelation. Or perhaps they are environmental triggers, activated by immense planetary shifts, a specific configuration of celestial bodies, a critical phase of geomagnetic activity, or even our own geological transformations, inadvertently unlocking ancient archives or mechanisms embedded deep within the planet's core or crust. The warming planet, for instance, might not just be revealing ancient landmasses and artifacts, but also long-dormant signals or structures, as hinted at by the subtle anomalies emerging from beneath the ice and newly exposed terrains, the Earth itself shedding its secrets as it changes.
Such triggers could manifest as unprecedented scientific discoveries that defy conventional explanation, sudden global awakenings of consciousness that unite humanity, or the emergence of previously hidden knowledge or technology designed to guide or warn humanity at a pivotal moment in its development, a cosmic alarm clock finally chiming. The universe, then, would not merely reveal its secrets haphazardly, but through a carefully orchestrated unveiling, a deliberate opening of the planetary vault when the time is deemed right. This brings us to our own role as inhabitants within such a grand design, a re-evaluation of our very identity and purpose. Are we then conscious creations, directly fashioned in their image or according to their specific intent, our very minds imbued with a spark of their advanced intellect, a reflection of their own design? Or are we merely experiments, living test subjects evolving within the controlled environment of their cosmic laboratory, our triumphs and failures meticulously observed and recorded, our existence a data point in a grand scientific endeavor? The alternative suggests we are a natural evolution within a grander, preordained framework, our development guided by subtle nudges and environmental pressures rather than direct, constant intervention, a part of a self-perpetuating, intelligently designed system. This profound reevaluation of our origins challenges the very core of our self-perception, dissolving the comfortable narrative of purely random emergence, forcing us to confront the possibility of a lineage far more complex and intentional. Are we truly masters of our own destiny, charting our course in a chaotic universe, or are we players in a cosmic drama, our script subtly influenced by unseen playwrights, our journey part of a grand narrative conceived eons ago? The answers redefine our autonomy, our significance, and our place within the universal tapestry, binding us to a history far richer than we have imagined. Discovering such a design, the undeniable proof of an intelligent hand behind our world,
would trigger a staggering paradigm shift, a seismic event reverberating through every facet of human civilization, reshaping the very foundations of our knowledge. It would fundamentally alter science, demanding a complete reevaluation of evolutionary biology, cosmology, and quantum physics, forcing us to integrate the concept of intentionality into the very laws of nature, transforming our understanding of cause and effect. Religion would be shaken to its core, as traditional creation narratives might be challenged or, conversely, profoundly recontextualized, leading to an unprecedented theological renaissance that integrates ancient texts with new scientific truths, or a crisis of faith for those unable to reconcile the new reality. Philosophy would grapple with new questions of existence, purpose, and free will, redefining humanity's relationship with its creators in the wider cosmos, unraveling millennia of thought. Our collective self-perception would undergo a drastic redefinition, as the notion of humanity as the sole apex of intelligence on Earth would shatter, replaced by the humbling realization that we might be part of a much grander, older, and more complex story, our uniqueness redefined within a cosmic hierarchy. This revelation would demand a complete reevaluation of human history and destiny, urging us to look back with new eyes and forward with a profound, newfound humility, recognizing our place in a meticulously orchestrated universe. Yet this unveiling would also carry immense ethical implications, a double-edged sword capable of ushering in an era of unprecedented enlightenment or unimaginable peril. The discovery would impose an immense responsibility upon humanity, demanding that we become stewards not just of our planet, but of a designed entity, a precious inheritance from an advanced intelligence, a living artifact entrusted to our care. It would create an imperative for stewardship, urging us to protect and cherish our world with a reverence born of profound understanding, recognizing its unique and crafted nature. However, history warns of another path, the perilous temptation of exploitation. The allure of discovering and harnessing technologies or knowledge left behind by these architects, insights into universal laws or advanced energy systems that could solve our most pressing problems, could spark a desperate and destructive race for power, mirroring the very hubris that may have led to past cataclysms. Such a pursuit, unchecked by wisdom or cooperation, might risk another self-induced cataclysm, perhaps repeating the very cycles of destruction that led to the concealment or departure of the original designers, dooming humanity to repeat cycles of destruction rather than ascend to a new era of understanding and responsibility.
The ultimate question lingers. Why were these immense designs, these intricate mechanisms of a sophisticated intelligence, left for us to discover? Was it a deliberate act of a prime directive, a self-imposed quarantine by an advanced species, allowing younger civilizations like ours to develop naturally, their existence hinted at but not overtly revealed, respecting our independent evolution? In that scenario, Earth could be a meticulously maintained observation post, or even a containment facility, carefully guarding ancient power sources or bioengineered life forms from accidental human interference, waiting for us to mature, to reach a point of intellectual and ethical readiness. Or perhaps it was a desperate act of preservation by the alien civilization itself, foreseeing a planetary cataclysm or an internal conflict that threatened their very existence, choosing to embed their most precious blueprints within the enduring fabric of Earth, a time capsule meant for a distant future, a message meant for us, for their inheritors. A message that our own planetary shifts are now inadvertently helping to deliver, slowly unearthing the wisdom and warnings of a vanished golden age, a legacy from beyond the mists of time. So, as you drift into the quiet embrace of sleep, let these possibilities settle gently in your mind, not as fleeting dreams, but as profound echoes of a truth waiting to be embraced. The Earth, our home, is a planet of profound mysteries, its surface and depths holding more secrets than our science has yet unveiled. The very ground beneath our feet, the air we breathe, the life that surrounds us, may be part of a living archive, its slow, inexorable cycles slowly revealing the echoes of a past we can barely conceive, a past meticulously designed. Whether it whispers of ancient ingenuity, extraterrestrial visitation, or a hidden civilization that long ago mastered the fundamental forces of the universe, the answers await. The true history of Earth may be far stranger, far older, and far more connected to the cosmos than we have ever dared to imagine. It challenges us to look beyond the obvious, to question the accepted narratives, and to remain open to the extraordinary. For in the deepest shadows of our planet, the most astonishing truths often lie concealed. Keep watching, keep wondering, and keep exploring. The Earth is speaking, and its voice is growing louder, inviting us to rewrite our story, not just about our past, but about our place in the grand unfolding narrative of cosmic existence.